What is up, everyone? My name is Alex Winkler and welcome to the weekly trade review number 20. That means I've been doing these trade reviews for just about 5 months now, which is quite huge. Unfortunately, I have not been getting in as much trading as I wanted to. I've been more focused on building out this site and running my other companies, so the trading has always been kind of on the second seat. What the good news is, now that everything's more or less done, I can really focus not so much on building, but actually on trading. So this is going to allow me to get really serious in 2019 and really focus on getting good trades out there and a lot of content for you guys. So in this last week of trading, it was a fairly mellow week for me. I had a few small trades and then one bigger swing trade I got set up for. Unfortunately, it did not go my way, and that is the reason for the bigger loss of this week. Luckily, my stop loss did save me there, because if it didn't, I would have been down well over 30%, and instead I just took a roughly 3% loss. So I want to review that with you guys and reinforce how important stop losses can be, especially if you are away from the computer. I think I could have been profitable this week if I just was a little bit less aggressive. So during my trade reviews, I definitely want to point those specific areas out, especially when it comes to the entries. How if I just kind of slowed down my trading a little bit and waited for the price to come to me, how that would have made a massive difference. So I'll definitely be reviewing those. Along with reviewing my biggest lessons, top trades, and what's planned for next week, I'll also be reviewing with you guys a new portfolio page where you guys can see all of my long-term picks and positions. I built this page so you guys can follow along better with my long-term picks, my entries, and my adjusted positions. There's definitely a lot to review in this video. I'll be as quick as possible, but make sure to watch till the end because there's going to be good stuff the whole way through. Alright, just a quick little overview of the weekly trade review document. You can see that I only made 4 trades. The first 3 trades were fairly small. Actually, they were decent sized percentage wins, but the position size was fairly small. And it wasn't until this last swing that I actually ramped up my position size, and that was the big loss, unfortunately. Luckily, you can see here that in the long run I am still profitable, just this last little dip. So hopefully we'll be fixing that this week or the week after, depending how much time I have for trading. I'm still extremely busy with Enslow. We're building out a lot of new stuff. We're building out the new network.enslow.com. So there's a lot of exciting stuff in the pipeline, and I'm also going to be traveling to Utah in a couple of days and doing a lot of things up there. So it won't probably be till mid-January till I'm back in full trading mode. So we'll see what kind of positions we can get on. Ideally, I'm looking for a larger swing that can, build up my portfolio size again. So I'll review my 2 top trades first, starting with this was actually my second trade of the week, EOS. A nice profitable trade. This one was actually a really shaky position, and I kind of want to show you guys here that this really was a small position size. I had a 2% gain here, and I only made $50. And typically with a 2% win, I'll make around $200. So I was trading with a very, very small portfolio size, and this is because I just got a week of not trading. I was feeling a little rusty. Thanksgiving holiday, there was a lot going on, so I just kind of wanted to make a few small trades just to kind of get my my bearings back. Unfortunately, once I did make the big trade by the end of the week, that was my biggest loss. So sometimes that's just how it works. So what can you do? This was a support line bounce, and it's not a trade I typically do, especially when it comes to basically 2 bear flags forming. The main reason I did it is because we had a lot of support here, bounced off of that, and I was hoping we would find a lot of support again. Unfortunately, I did miss this initial tap. I did not have a limit order set out ahead of time, which I always recommend doing, but I was able to take a small profit here. I just wish I was a little less aggressive. Again, you can see here I got in when this kind of little tiny first dare was forming, and then it crashed right through, and I almost exited the position. So that just shows you that you should play very risk averse. If I was being less risky, I probably would have waited till the price came down here, or would have consolidated a bit here and got a lot better entry and maybe made $100 on this trade. Just little things like that make such a big difference. Not to mention, if I just got out here, I could have, this would have been a loss, this trade, and that all the difference comes down to is just waiting for the price to come to me instead of trying to get into the position, because I think the price is leaving the station and I'm going to miss the trade. The next trade was also a support line bounce, again with EOS. I've been following EOS a lot lately just because it's been moving a lot more than some of the other currencies. Today again, EOS was down over 15% just in the morning, and a lot of the other cryptocurrencies were kind of just chilling around 5%. So there's just a lot of volatility here, and if you can do it right, then you can really capitalize on it. Again, this support line bounce was a little different because I was trading in a channel. This was a honestly textbook classic trade, and you can see here I bought this is an ascending channel right here, and I bought on the third one, and then I sold near the the former resistance line right here where it was bouncing off of. So this was a really clean trade. I could have been waited a bit longer on my exit. This is the beginning of the trade. You can see here that my entry was just about perfect on this third bounce. Again, the only way I could have made this trade a little better, actually, in this time, was just to wait a bit longer. I got it here, but I could have, got out a little higher. But ultimately, once you're getting close to this resistance line, it's a guessing game. So I was really happy with my entry, and I was pretty stoked about my exit as well. Again, you can see here, this is a 2.3% win, and I only made $62. I used a very, very small position size. And even in my final review, I said it was a nice little day trade, just needed a bigger position. So the biggest lessons are pretty cool. This is the first trade of the week that I was talking about. I made a small loss, and I specifically said this is not my favorite position or my pattern, so I used a very small position. And second, like I said before, I was happy to make this trade, even though it was a loss, because I was about 8 days of inactivity during the holidays. So it was nice just to make a trade, even though it was a loss, to kind of get back into it a little bit. Looks like I didn't really finish my thought here, but it turned out that this trade could have been a really nice win. So basically what happened here is this is a longer ascending channel, and my goal was to short near the top and then sell again near the bottom, and that is exactly what happened. Unfortunately, just because my position, I got a little too aggressive in the beginning, I was getting pretty high out of the range that I wanted to go in, and I closed the position. And the price came down a little bit, then it came up again, so I probably would have got out over there if I held through it. But after that, the price just went all the way down and past 4,000. So this trade with Bitcoin could have been one of my better trades of the week. All I had to do was hold it, but I did not want to take that kind of risk as my first trade after over a week of not trading. All right, time for the beast. So this final trade of the week was a sad ending to a nice setup, like I said. The worst part about this trade is I was actually up $300 at one point, and I did not get out of my position. I was looking for a bigger breakout, which we did not get. So this was an ascending triangle right here, and this is not really a pattern that I trade very often either, but I did really like the energy we were having, and I bought here on the breakout, which is, again, also something I didn't really do too much. I typically like getting in before the breakout. Anyway, I held through it, and right around here, I was up $300. I did not get out because I thought we were really, really going to run at this point, and during this little consolidation, I was waiting for that next breakout. Unfortunately, we never got that, and we started consolidating down. I still did not get out this whole time because I thought we were forming a first stair, and right around here we would break out again to the upside. This unfortunately never happened, and then price crashed and my stop loss got me out. And this was then around for like a $360 loss. So that was a pretty unfortunate ending to a big trade. Or a potentially really profitable trade, but in the end I was saved as well from my stop loss because the price crashed all the way down to here, and it even went down to 2.3 as of today. So if I held this whole time, I would be down around $2,000-$3,000 already on this trade. No, probably even higher than 3,000. So I'll take my $360 loss instead of having $3,000, maybe even $4,000 loss, just by hoping that the price will go back. Here's also a nice longer term chart, 15 minutes, not that long, but you can see the other trades I was talking about today. First, you have the two trades I talked about in the beginning of the video, this support line bounce, and then again this support line bounce in the channel, and then here you can see what I was looking for, a little bit of a reversal. We did not get that, and unfortunately this loss erased both the earnings here. If I used bigger positions on these two trades, I would have been profitable even with this loss, but unfortunately I had pretty mixed position sizes. That's about all that I wanted to review with the trades. Just to check out what's coming up next, again, like I said, I was extremely busy with Enslow this week, last week, the week before that. It's going to be pretty busy till the end of the year, I'm not going to lie. I also do want to add a few more sections though to the crypto advanced trading course. And again, I want to get at least one chart pattern added to the chart pattern library. Those are resources that are just going to keep on growing. So slow and steady wins the race there because there's just so much to do. And my goal is to get one chart pattern out a week, as it does take a lot of time and I want to make sure I get it right. Something else that's also really cool, again, like I talked about in the beginning, is if you go under investor and click on portfolio, you can see my portfolio that I just started building out again. For the last 3 weeks, I've been slowly adding positions on a few of the larger cap coins. So if you go to this page, you can get a quick overview of my positions. I'll be adding to these positions pretty consistently, and if you click on the ticker, you can see exactly how they're playing out. So XRP is most recent ones I added to my position, and this is my first entry, and we'll see if I make further entries along the way. So I'll be basically just averaging my cost down. If you guys have any comments on any of these long-term positions, you can just leave a comment below here, or you can always ask me in the Discord chat. So the biggest thing I want to focus on my upcoming trades is just being less aggressive on my entries. That's kind of what it comes down to for most of my losses, and even just missing out on bigger gains. Basically, it comes down to me chasing the price and not waiting for the price to come back to me. If I miss a trade because I don't get executed, I would rather have that than completely miss a trade because my stop loss gets executed at a really bad point because I get in too early and then I miss the trade and take a loss. Ultimately, getting less aggressive in my trading is the biggest thing that I want to work on for myself. Alright guys, that's everything for me. Happy trading, and I'll see you in the Discord chat. Ciao, ciao.